In terms of boondocking in Puerto Escondido, I've always thought this place right here would be my number one. It's kind of out a little bit out from town. It's got this big space so you can kind of find plenty of flat spaces back here. There's room for a few vans back here. But then you open your door and you have this. And I don't know if you can see down here, guys, but down here, there's some rocks and there's actually some little trails that go down in that area. So you can kind of follow the trail down that way and you can walk really all the way down to Bacocho Beach. I haven't gotten very far, and this terrain is already almost impossible, and it looks like it's gonna get worse. And then if you go this other way, I love the sound of the waves and the crash and the smell of the salt. So refreshing to get out here. But anyway, if you go this way, you can see if you go down this trail right here, you can actually go down to the beach, and you got nice long beaches down that way, and that area is further away from town, so it's more secluded and you can just get away. It's another thing that I think makes this place a perfect location, a bit out of the way, close enough into town, and you still have all of this. Believe it or not, this journey is going to start at the Puerto Escondido airport, and right across the road we're going to explore the adventures of van life boondocking. So let's go. Just right away at the entrance, I can see it's a little steep entrance, the little washout. We've had a little rain the last couple days. You can see the water's come down through there and through here and dumps into the ocean. But today, we're gonna go see where this trail leads us.
Curt has taken you guys on a journey of how we go about finding some of these amazing boondocking locations that we get to camp at and call home for a night or two or sometimes 3. But I don't want to mislead you guys. We don't get to sleep in these amazing places every night. We do find ourselves in the occasional parking lot or a rest area or on the side of the street somewhere in a subdivision in rural America. But when we do find these places, they are amazing. And we find them with the help of some locals a lot of the time, giving us some intel. And of course, the trusty app that a lot of us use out here on the road called iOverlander. And sometimes we find them just by sheer exploration. Now, I won't lie, every once in a while Curt gets a little too crazy on the exploring and gets me nervous, but it always turns out good and he always finds somewhere amazing. But I will tell you guys this. There's no way we would find these amazing boondocking campsites without taking the road less traveled. So take a look at some of our favorite roads we found over this past year during this journey, and then I'll give you back to Curt to finish up this story.
I'm driving, you're smiling, just really doing nothing. That's the thing I like about you. On the highway, it's our way, Route 66, and we keep on driving. We just do what we wanna do. Yeah, no, nothing's complicated with you. Hey, playing songs on the radio, sing along to the words that we don't know how. Brings out the wildness, let's just run away. Yeah, I could drive the whole night long, be with you is like being on the rodeo highways. Brings out the wildness, I got a little crush on you. You say that I'm crazy, it's just the way that I get every time that I am with you. Your laughter takes me to heaven, I just wanna make you repeat it and repeat it again. Yeah, you make the sky so blue. No, nothing's complicated with you. Hey, playing songs on the radio, sing along to the words that we don't know how. Brings out the wildness, let's just run away. Yeah, I could drive the whole night long, be with you is like being on the rodeo highways. Brings out the wildness, I got a little crush on you. On the highway, it's our way, Route 66, and we keep on driving. We just do what we wanna do. Hey, playing songs on the radio, sing along to the words that we don't know how. Brings out the wildness, let's just run away. Yeah, I could drive the whole night long, be with you is like being on the rodeo highways. Brings out the wildness, I got a little crush on you. Ooh, I got a little crush on you. I got a little crush on you. I got a little crush on you. I got a little crush on you.
So this is what's so exciting about boondocking. It's the adventure of kind of figuring out where you're going to go and what's at the end of the path. And so here we already came to our first fork in the road. And this road, although a little more narrow, looks a little more used, and it also looks like it's going somewhere. So part of the adventure is not knowing what's ahead. This road right here is pretty solid. We've just had a couple days of rain, and although it's a sandy road, it's a firm packed sandy road. So right here, I wouldn't have any concern at all about our van. And as you guys know, we got a lot of stuff in there, so it's pretty heavy. We do have the dually, and it's a little bouncy through here. You may even be able to tell that. So we do have the dually, so I think we would not have a problem. On the bumpy roads, our general rule of thumb is just to go slower. Just to go slower. And it actually makes for a bit more enjoyable ride, because if we're going slow back in here, then we can see all the lizards that run across the road. And if you look close into the woods, you'll even see some of these little crabs. And we heard about these crabs first from our Spanish maestro, shout out to Ange. But she said when they have their first big rain here, then these crabs just start coming out and crawling. And so I've already seen a couple of the locals catching these little crabs as they walk across in their migration or whatever, and they bag them up. And they even told me that she takes them home and she fries them, or they kind of boil them up and put them in a salsa. They look crunchy, but apparently they overcome it. So right through here, I would have a problem or concern about the overhead height. So there's some trees and branches. Now, I am not afraid to push up these little ones with the top of my van. I go nice and slow, but yeah, this is not a major concern for me yet. Now, it looks like what I'm seeing up here is sand. And soft sand, mushy sand, is always a concern for getting stuck. And so if you get stuck, you got to think, who's going to come out here and help me? Do I have the equipment to dig out myself? And what's the scenario? And with us having a big, heavy van, we just can't turn it around in a space like this. And so this is obviously an area where we kind of really do an assessment. I'll get out and walk it. I'll check it out to see if anybody else has walked it. Now, our experience is background is making roads, and so in terms of compaction and sub bases and different materials and how they behave, we've kind of got experience looking at that. So I would probably look at this. I would put in the 4-wheel drive. Snow would probably grimace a bit, and we would probably push forward. You can see for a bike tire, you can't really just easily pedal through it. But again, for the 4-wheel dually, we could probably push on through that without much of a problem. But this area right here is of major concern. So this area right here is a major concern. I think this is a 100% deal breaker. Now, here's where a due diligent look assessment comes into play. If I would have walked through that sandy area all the way up here, I would have seen that and I would have known that we can't make it. This is a deal breaker. And honestly, I've ridden this trail before and this washout wasn't here, so it's new, guys. So this is what I would have had to turn around in once I came up onto this. Snow would be screaming at me. So that would not have been a good decision had I tried to go through this. But we're going to pretend like this spot is not here, just so I can show you, just so we can keep the adventure going. All right, so we're back on the adventure again. You guys play along. Let's pretend that we didn't come up to that major washout. At this point, the ground is pretty solid again. It's compact. Even though there's a little sand on top, it even feels like there's a firm bottom underneath this. So this is great. There's a crab running across the road, and so I know I'm getting excited right now because we just saw a crab. We've seen all sorts of lizards, except for that spot we ignored, we forgot about. It's not been a bad trail. There's been a couple decisions we've had to make. And then you come up on these little areas like this, and there's a little canopy action. Just adds to the beauty of the place. So this spot right here, I'd want to take a look at. It's pretty irregular, but again, it's not too steep for our van. I would definitely go ahead, but up there you can see we have some more soft sand. So right now, I can tell you, we would not, even if we forgot about that spot with these curves and this soft sand, we probably wouldn't make this journey back here. But we all have different risk aversions, and let's keep looking ahead. Alas, another fork in the road. And so I can hear the ocean from here. So I'm thinking I gotta be close. And so when I see a fork like this, I almost always take the right, thinking the left is the exit. And I feel like I'm close enough, not given any other information to make that decision. Oh, I just saw a glimpse of the ocean to the left there. Did I make the right decision? I went right, and bam, there's a nice big tree. And so this is why you chase that adventure in the boondocking van life.
If you liked this video, be sure to give us a thumbs up, subscribe to our channel, and hit the notification bell so you know when we put out new videos. To see behind the scenes action and help support our journey, head over to our YouTube membership page. You can find the link in the video description. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you guys in a few days.